5 of MRL Season 11 is car at Jamaican on pole with Evan Delta next to him. And we're racing here in New York at Watkins, Glen. It's a super start from one of the JMR cars in the background. Who's that? I think that's Seb Mills. It's a mega start. But Carl at Jamaican leads here in New York. It's Evan Delton completing a Delta 1-2 so far, but it's Scott Sandavid putting pressure on the owner driver. Will he be able to make a move towards the bus stop chicane? Doesn't look like it. Kabinski is also pressuring his teammate Scott Sandaver as we brake towards. There's contact between the teammates. There's contact between the teammates and there's more contact. That's a big crash. That's 4 cars involved. Scott Sandaver, Seb Mills, Rick Tuinbeek and Kabinski. Dominic Kabinski is the one who set it all off. That's a big crash. Let's have a replay of that. Kabinski in the Nexus M-Drive car. He just goes very late on the brakes, hits his teammate, and then all kind of carnage. Kerfuffles behind him, Seb Mills involved, going against Kabinski, then Seb Mills coming back across the track again to Rick Tuinbeek. 4 car incidents, we don't see them a lot, but this one just happened right here. In the JMR car, oh, Scott Sandaver, that very well, that's the cross for Scott Sandaver. That is Rick Tuinbeek now going through up into 3rd, behind both Delta cars. Will he lose any more positions? For example, to Seb Mills doesn't look like it. Scott Sandaver with a mistake. Now Rick Tuinbeek up into 3rd place. And that's Evan Delton round. Evan Delton is round. He gets passed by both JMR cars and both Nexus M-Drive cars. Evan Delton from PP, which position was he? P2 to P last. For Evan Delton is now putting Scott Sandaver under pressure towards the inside. He wants to go, doesn't work. It's now Kabinski on the outside of Mills, round the outside. Can he go along Sandaver? Can he get around him? No, he's not done with Mills yet. Mills coming back at him. But I think the straight line speed of Toyota will be better. Yes, he is. Kabinski now up into P4. Will he try and move around the outside on his teammate? Remember, there was contact earlier. That's very close to contact with Mills there as well. Will he send one on the inside of Sandaver? He will. Sandaver gives him the room and respect he wants and deserves. Maybe he deserves it now on the inside towards the second to last corner. Who will come out? Sandaver's not giving up. Goes round the outside. Is pushed off the track. There's a little bit of contact with Kabinski and Mills. Mills goes wide with Scott Sandaver. And that allows Delton through. Evan Delton from P last up into P4 now. Scott Sandaver and Seb Mills make little mistakes, and that allows Evan Delton now to go at Dominic Kabinski. Evan Delton is now up into P4. Unbelievable stuff here in New York. 1 second penalty, defends the inside from Evan Delton. But Evan Delton is already ahead as they go in towards the corner. It's Evan Delton now back up into the podium places, and behind them there, Scott Sandaver and Seb Mills. Seb Mills on the inside of Scott Sandaver. Will he try to make a move? It's very close to contact between them, but Sandaver holds Mills off. It's great racing so far here in America. And Mills very close together as now the hypercars start coming through. Both fast Formula racing cars coming through on Sandaver and Mills. As Kabinski once again has a 1 second time penalty. That won't help him. It's Aston Lewis now on the inside of him. That's Evan Delton round again. Evan Delton, after the beautiful overtakes he's been doing in earlier today, and then reverse onto the track. That wow. Okay, I lost my words a bit there, but that causes contact with Adam Richardson in the hypercar. Evan Delton with his 2nd mistake of the night, and that won't help Delton Autosport to secure a 1-2 here. Evan Delton with another mistake, occurring behind him. Carl Jamaican is still here in the lead in the Mercedes Delton Autosport car. He hasn't been able to get the livery done, but he's been allowed to run the 2nd livery. Rick Tuinbeek still in 2nd place, trying to chase him down to once again be the man to stop Delton Autosport, but he hasn't managed to so far. And then we have a close group of Kabinski, Scott Sandaver, Seb Mills, and then Evan Delton a bit far behind. Towards the pit lane he goes. He's the first one of the GT3s to pit. He's on 50% of fuel. And now it's the task for Scott Sandaver and Seb Mills to push like crazy and try to overcut his teammate and his rival. And Evan Dalton, where is he? Evan Dalton also continues on. Scott Sandaver very wide, goes off the track here in the final sector, almost the final sector. That allows Seb Mills to go through. Little mistake here from Scott Sandaver on lap 8 of the race here at Watkins Glen. Now coming out of the pit lane. Oh, he gets 6 seconds of time penalties for crossing the pit exit and pit entry line. But look at this, he jumps Kubinski and Scott Sandaver by a huge margin. So that were a couple of very good laps by Seb Mills. 6-second time penalty. That will allow Kubinski through. I believe he has that does just about though. So he had about a 7-second gap to Dominic Kubinski. And that now promotes Kubinski up into the podium. P5, I believe it is. Yes, P5. As Evan Dalton is attacking Scott Sandaver. Scott Sandaver defends the inside line, going in towards the first of 2 hairpins. As Evan Dalton now cuts it back, and they now go on towards the back stretch towards the next corner then. Evan Dalton on the inside of Scott Sandaver. This could be a textbook move, or is he pushes Scott Sandaver a little bit wide and off the track? But he was all the way alongside, so he has the right to do that. Evan Dalton is now up into P5. For the final podium places, Kubinski is against Mills. We've seen this one before. Mills on the outside of Kubinski as they go towards the first of 2 hairpins. Around the outside goes Seb Mills. What a move from the young Brit. As he now moves up into the podium places, but he's not done with Kubinski yet, or better said, Kubinski is not done with him as Kubinski goes back down the inside. Can Mills stick it around the outside? He can. Can he now defend the inside line? Yes. Kubinski tries to go around the outside. Will he try and cut it back? Does Mills go wide? No. What a beautiful overtake from Seb Mills in the Subaru JMR. Seb Mills up into P3. On Kubinski's list is Evan Dalton. As Evan Dalton goes through, it's actually the next one on Evan Dalton's list is Kubinski, but hey, let's not talk about that. Evan Dalton goes back up into P4 as he's slowly making his way back to the podium places. We see someone stranded. It's Scott Sandaver. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but it looked like he had some kind of problem. But I think he gets going again. Okay, that's weird, but I'll allow it. He's very much closing in on College and Messiaen, but he's running out of time. We're in the final lap of the race. A couple more and he maybe could have got him, but I don't think will be enough if College and Messiaen doesn't make any mistakes anymore. And looking at his pace and his confidence, he won't. It's been a while. Austria season 5. About quite some days ago. Almost 2 years actually. It's been 60 races. But now back on the top step of the podium. It's College and Messiaen for Dalton Autosport, who wins here in New York. Rick Tuymbeek finishes in 2nd place of a strong race for him. Seb Mills will finish in 3rd and will give JMR a double podium once again for the first time since Tokyo last season. Could be Le Mans last season, don't get me wrong. It's Scott Sandaver actually reversing now. That is quite dangerous. Where is he? Well, Dalton will get busted. That's very close. That's contact. Scott Sandaver, what are you doing? What is going on in the brain of yours? I'm very curious about that. But here is Seb Mills, who will take a podium once again. A double podium for JMR. They will be happy for it. And Evan Dalton will finish in 4th. Yep. And that was it for Watkins Glen.